Howdy, y'all, and here is your official welcome to EDUU 609 Seminar in Curriculum Studies. It is Spring 1, 2017. Woohoo! I am your professor, Dr. Kimberly Green, Dr. K, please. And this video, I know to get here you've gone through the course orientation, or hopefully you have. There's a few things I want to point out. I'll just talk about myself very briefly, and then we're going to delve right into expectations. That's the biggest part of this introductory video, purposefully, not just because it's important for all of us as learners, as partners in learning processes, to understand kind of the tone, the temperature of the environment, but because we are working in an online world, it's that much more important so that we're able to trust each other and collaborate and work efficiently and genuinely, so that we're not afraid to make mistakes or to speak our mind or to say to a peer, wait a minute, that help me understand, that doesn't make sense. Because this isn't a class about reading and taking a test and being a good student. This is a course where I will push you to be a great learner. And that means being willing to deconstruct and sometimes completely kablooey things that they may be working for you now. They may be the very things that got you to this point, but they may be holding you back from going forward. I try and be incredibly transparent in all of my classes, but this one in particular, because there'll be a lot of times where I'll be teaching, be giving feedback, and I'll stop and say, okay, now, third person, I've been speaking to you as my student. Now I want to speak to you as my peer. Can you recognize how it felt for you as the student, blah, blah, blah. So, a little Sybil-esque dancing going back and forth throughout the course, but I really do see us as peers in each other's learning processes. Now, granted, I am old, and I've been doing this for a long time, but I truly believe we all are continuous works in progress, myself included. I purposefully try and do something every term a little differently with each class I teach. And I was the original designer of this course. I gave it to a peer for a couple of years and it's just come back to me. So I'm continuously looking at ways to upgrade and explore, open up the learning experience so it's that much more meaningful and powerful for you. I only get you for 8 weeks. That is not a lot of time in which to change your head, your heart, and your hands, your affective, behavioral, and your cognitive, which all need to be working together. And that's a lot of what this class is about, the ABCs, the affective, the behavioral, and the cognitive. And we'll get there. So I'm originally from Iowa. Again, please call me Dr. K. Save Dr. Green for when you're really in trouble. I'm originally from Iowa, which means I am a very straight shooter. And when I see things that are wonderful and exploratory and inquiry driven, I get so excited because your questions tell me that you truly are engaging far more than your answers to my questions. I expect to learn from you as much as you should expect to learn from me. All right? And we'll get into expectations in just a minute. So let me point out a couple of things. I have a 19-year-old and a 9-year-old. I've been teaching for 3,000 years. So again, there are times where I'll agree to disagree as long as you can give me a valid reason, a logical reason. It may not be my preferred, but okay. And there will be times where I'll go, no, I'm sorry. I just can't. For the purposes of this class, I need you to give this your full effort. All right? So there will definitely be give and take. Now, here we go. There were a couple of things that I definitely hope you noted. Blah, blah, blah. Here, on the journals, you will have a journaling assignment, a blog assignment every week. You each get your own page. It gives you a living artifact of your growth throughout the course. It's a wonderful tool for making affective connections to your experience. Okay? Active, engaged reflection is one of our greatest professional development tools for educators at all levels, at all stages of their career, from just starting out to 3,000 years old, like me. I take this very seriously because it is so powerful. Please don't blow it off. I treat the journals as formative work, so you will get your points, and we're going to get to that in a minute. Oh, the points. For doing the work, whether I agree with you, I disagree with you, as long as you're really trying. If it's a 3-sentence blow off, I don't care if it's the most beautiful blow off I've ever read. It's focused, engaged reflection time. It may look like, oh, whoo, I got a journal. Yeah, let's get this baby out of the way. I prefer you leave it toward the end of the week when you've been engaged in the work a little more. But I'm not going to dock you if you do it early. But please do take it seriously. All right. Again, reflection is one of our most powerful and empowering professional development tools for all of us. You are asked each week to read another person's journal. So our journals are open to the well, not to the public, to our class. They're not closed just between you and me. They will be read by your peers. Please try and read a different person's every week and leave meaningful feedback. Not on the page itself, but down below at the bottom of the page in the comments box. Please don't write on another person's journal because it is a personal journey. Journey. It really and truly is. It should give you an opportunity to look at the various weeks and go, wow, who knew? I didn't even realize I felt that way. And now I see that while I couldn't state it, that was underlying my holding myself back. All right. So very reflective. Don't write on another person's page, please. Use the comment section. I also want to point out the choice books. Please focus in on which one you're going to choose early. There are 3 different books. You pick the one that is the most meaningful to you. One book is Emergent Curriculum. That is for early childhood educators or people genuinely interested in, learning about emergent curriculum, Montessori-esque, Reggio Emilia-esque. It's a really rich book. Another book is The Big Picture. Technically, it's for everybody, but I say in general, elementary to middle school will really enjoy, educators will really enjoy the book, but again, it's a great one for anyone. Dennis Littke is one of my official educational heroes. And then the other book, I hate to call them books 1, 2, or 3 because then people think I'm ranking, and I'm not ranking. The third option available to you is called the Sabretooth Curriculum. It is a great read. It is a very biting satire, written in the 30s and still relevant today, which is just, and so take a look at all 3 books. Look on Amazon, see which one interests you the most. You can't pick the wrong book, but everything we do in this course, I want it to be truly meaningful for you, not just busy work. Hang on one second, I'll be right back. I'm back. Did you miss me? So one other thing with the choice books, and I'll say this when we get there, really read the rubric. I am finding, it seems the last 2 terms in particular, that a lot of people are reading the directions for assignments and not reading the rubrics very carefully. And so both as your instructor and as a curriculum wonk, rubrics are always going to be far more detailed than the instructions. If you try and put all the detail that goes into a rubric about what is expected here, here, and here, you try and put that in instructions, your instructions are going to be 5 pages long and nobody's going to read it. Whereas with a rubric, because of the way you break it out, and you're able to compartmentalize it. Oh, okay, so I need to make sure that when I'm doing an introduction, I include this, this, and this. So it lightens the cognitive load for you, the student, when the detail is in the rubrics, not in the instructions. Plus, yes, it does take away a lot of the guesswork in grading. It makes what could be considered subjective, it's not subjective. There are 3 things that need to be present in the introduction. Thing, thing, and thing. Now you decide what those are, but I need to be able to see them in the introduction. So please, the choice rubric, really important. Our threaded discussion rubric, really important. Our signature assignment, there's 2 pieces to it. We'll get there. We may have a live meeting in week 6 to go over how the 2 pieces work together. It's only the paper in week 8 that you turn in to live text, but you can't write the paper until you've actually completed a curriculum unit. You will fill out an understanding by design template. Now, let me address something that's come up a couple times in the past when I taught this last term, and then just a little bit ago as well. Someone asked me, does it have to be understanding by design? There's a million different ways to think about curriculum design, and different this and different that, and my district wants me to use this and that, blah, blah. Here's the thing, guys. Understanding by design is a seminal work. At a master's level, to have a master's in education, whether it's in teaching and learning and you're relatively new to being a teacher, or it's curriculum and instruction and you've been doing this for a while, or you're a special education teacher and you're getting your master's in that field, this is a seminal text. This is a kind of expected language and depth of knowledge. Yeah, we'll play with a little DOK here too. But having this as your core, as your base, Understanding by Design by Wiggins and McTeague, having that as your base. I know when you go out in the real world and it's raining and there's traffic on the 405 and the associate principal is mad at something and one parent is throwing a cow about something the other parent begged you to do. In the real world, I know you're not going to sit down and understanding by design every single one of your units, and nor would I expect you to. But the goal is for you to value this work, to gain a strong enough, rich enough, meaningful enough understanding of what all the various components of understanding by design are, how they work together to serve you as the educator / curriculum designer and your students today and tomorrow. That you will value this enough that you will recognize how to meaningfully begin applying this into your own practice so that it becomes a part of your practice, not takes over your practice. I am very much a realist. I'm a pragmatic, optimistic realist, but again, I'm from Iowa, and I grew up in a world where that corn won't plant itself, and that sidewalk needs to be shoveled before somebody walks on that black ice and breaks their neck. We've got to be the ones who do this work. Nobody's going to do it for us. When we're just handed curriculum, it's made to serve everyone in the most general, broad way possible, which actually means it serves no one. I mean, that's the reality. One size doesn't fit all. A dress on Cindy Crawford, one size fits all, is not going to look the same on me. 5 foot, no, pounds. Okay? So, here come the expectations for this class. I expect you will engage authentically. I expect you will be open and use feedback that comes from me and your peers. I expect that you will ask questions of yourself and push yourself and take chances. I expect you will engage with the course a minimum of 3 different days across the week. 3 different days, not just sitting down on a Sunday and trying to hammer out 8 hours of work. There's no way. You will hate the class. You will just feel like everything is one more burden upon you. You will not be present. You will not be able to enjoy the work. One of my heroes, a name you'll hear a lot, is a gentleman named Seymour Papert. Seymour Papert out of MIT coined a phrase, hard fun. And I'm all about hard fun. When you're in that zone and but you're accomplishing something and you can just smell the smoke coming off of you. Yeah. I expect you will do your best to engage in authentic, hard fun, a minimum of 3 different days across the week. I expect your first threaded discussion post for each chat will be in before you go to bed Wednesday night, so that we have Thursday and Friday to continue to chat. Genuinely chat. I expect you will be a member of our learning community. Genuinely. You will ask questions of each other. You will truly give meaningful feedback, not just be a cheerleader. Anybody can stand on the side and go, woohoo, you rock. But to go, that's really interesting, but I feel like there's a piece missing. Help explain it to me. Let me see if I can get what's missing here. Really support each other, and in doing so, your own learning becomes that much richer and more meaningful, which makes it more transferable out into the real world. I expect you will read the rubrics. And I expect you'll have a sense of humor about this. That's almost the biggest one. Not quite, but almost. Because I can't ask you to take chances. I can't push you to do new things. I may very well say, I really applaud that you tried here, but Sugar Plum, you fell off the turnip truck about 3 blocks too soon. So let's look at what you did. Let's work on it together, and I need you to resubmit. Far better. You have a spectacular blow up and learn from that disaster because you took a chance. Then you did what you've already done, and it's easy breezy, and you're not really stretching yourself. And yeah, you may walk out of here with an A, but what a waste of your time and your money. Don't do that to yourself. You deserve to get the most meaningful learning experience out of this class as is possible. And I will move heaven and earth to support you in that, as long as you are genuinely engaged, as long as you use the feedback I give you, your peers give you, and you handle it with a light touch. Don't take it personally. Don't get upset. I know what I'm doing, but we all get feedback. We all can do better. Myself included. I am continuously seeking feedback, whether it's writing a paper, which I've done a gabillion times, designing new classes, tweaking this, trying that. And you know what? If something in the class isn't working, if a link goes bad or an assignment doesn't make sense, reach out to your peers, reach out to me. No drama. No drama. There's enough real drama in the world. We don't need to make any unnecessary. Okay? I approach my teaching with a light touch, with a sense of humor. I bring in pop culture references a lot. Again, just so that even when I'm communicating something serious, again, there's joy in it. If there's no joy in it, you know what? No. There's enough hard stuff we got to do. We might as well find fun in the process. So I'm wrapping it up. What do I expect from you? I've shared my expectations 3 different times throughout the week. You'll be genuine. You'll be authentic. You'll be open to feedback. You will bring your inquiry. You will ask questions, not sit back, be passive, and wait for me to ask the question. If you ask me, will this be on the test? Not only will I start to cry and scream, but I will then make a test and put your question on it. Okay, so don't ask me that question. I I don't care about points. I know you do. I understand. I've been in your shoes. I get it. I get it. I get it. But here's what I'm begging you. Forget about the points. Focus on the work. If you focus on the work, the points will come. If you really try, the points will come. Anything you mess up, I will let you redo, as long as you're genuinely trying. So focus on your learning. Focus on being present in the work, and the points will come. I promise. I promise. Again, I am really old. I've been doing this for a long time. Trust me. So, how do you complete this orientation? Send me an email. Let me know you've watched this video. Let me know how you feel about these expectations. Are they fair? Do you agree to them? If not, what's the issue? What's the holdup? What's the bump in the road? Talk to me. Let's have that conversation now rather than in week 7 when we have a real problem. Okay? And last but not least, you should expect to get a lot of feedback from me. Not just a point here, a point there. Videos, rubrics, comments. I am relentless. I am utterly, hopelessly, painfully, probably should go to some self-help meeting, relentless, but it's who I am. So with that said, here's to a great term. Now, I do post a lot of announcements. I try and email them out always as well. Please check your email on a regular basis. And I've kept you way too long. So I now return you to your regularly scheduled life. And here's to a great class. I genuinely hope you not only learn a lot in this class, but you really love it. You walk away going, I can't believe I worked so hard, but I loved it. It was worth it, right? All right. Onward, my friends. Here we go. Spring 1, 2017. Woohoo! Onward.